For me, it was going to Italy. Italy was an amazing experience. Megan and I were on the trip together, and it inspired me to just see the world and the many different cultures and the natural areas, and yeah, definitely inspired me in my professional growth to just see the world.
That was a great trip, it was. What comes to mind is my senior year, I was in the musical, and my part was a seagull. It was just, I was always a gifted dancer, and I got casted as a seagull because I was also in the dance company. And when you look back, it was just so much fun, and I got to meet up with those friends 10 years later, a couple of weekends ago, and we were just reminiscing on all of the musicals that we were a part of. And I have so many memories downstairs on the auditorium. It was just so much fun.
David Wood, Coach Wood, track and field coach for who knows how many years. Now he's just a permanent substitute teacher, but I was saying in a lot of my presentations that he really showed me how to be a leader. He taught me right from wrong and how to be a good person and treat everybody with respect, even when people weren't treating me with respect.
I was also going to say Coach Wood. I never have had him as a coach, but my twin brother did, and he was always just that leader figure, I think, for all students, but also Miss Hall. Miss Hall, we had her for speech, and when you have somebody that is an empathetic and just active listener as a young student where you're trying to formulate your words, she teaches you skills that come into your career, but also like who you are to kind of articulate and learn to be comfortable with what you have to say within a larger group of people. Mine changed. I thought I wanted to do early childhood education, and I went to school for that, but then I found special education through internships, switched my major, but I always was a dancer here, so it kind of makes sense that I'm in special education dance, but I had the right pathway, but it wasn't the exact career that I'm in now.
Yeah, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do or even think that I would be in the role that I am in today, and it truly is a dream job, and I'm very happy to be in the position I am. And I feel like at St. John's, although I didn't explore my passion for the natural environment more directly, I was able to take really engaging courses that made sure to break, I was really engaged in science courses and, breaking down things from like the cell, like something that's so basic for our survival and something that's so complex and small. I feel like at St. John's, it really inspired me to break these things down and, ask questions about why things are the way they are.
I think when you take Megan as a person, just the multiple layers that St. John's allowed you to facilitate and create here. I was on the dance team, I was in the musicals, I ran a little bit of track, I tried cheer, I did ceramics. What got me my job is the special education dance that I did through Christian Witness. If I didn't do that volunteer opportunity, didn't learn how to resume right, didn't build the different layers of myself, I don't think I would have landed this position specifically.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, I feel like I didn't gain one specific skill or piece of knowledge. It was the collection of different skills that I was able to acquire, the different topics that I was immersed in that made me who I am today. And I'm very much interdisciplinary in that I apply, science with arts or history with travel and tourism. And I think that the interdisciplinary nature here at St. John's is what instilled that passion for me to tie things together in that way.
In this current position, I get to break the norms. I get to create a world that's inclusive for students with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. Growing up as a dancer, everything was really one look, one lane. I'm able to break those barriers and really create a place for New York City public school students to have a place in the arts.
The best thing about my job is I'm working directly with construction developments, like new buildings across the city. However, I'm focused on protecting the trees that exist in front of these buildings. So construction's always gonna happen, especially in New York City, but how do we do it in a sustainable way where we're not losing our treasured natural assets. Trees are assets. So how do we preserve the trees while encouraging development in a growing world? I think that's an incredible balance that, I can explore in my current role. Well, I think the exposure at St. John's, to different cultures through the student exchange program that I think still happens here, the foreign exchange student program, meeting these people from different places. I'm very much of a global person, and I think that started here or was heavily influenced by my time here through travel to Italy, through meeting one of my closest friends who's from Spain, a foreign exchange student who came to St. John's and studied. He's my best friend and a brother. And yeah, meeting family here has been great, and meeting people that share different perspectives of aligning them with your own personal ones. I think community building was a big thing that St. John's, instilled within me.
I reflect on this question a lot, quite often in this new dance special education position. A lot of the questions I get is, how did you get into this? Both of my worlds, dance and special ed combined. I look back at St. John's, and from freshman year, I was in Dance Works. I was in the dance company, and in Dance Works, you were teaching a group of students as a recreational thing. You were taught how to teach dance. I taught dance elective classes during the day, learning about choreography and the elements of dance. So then when I went into college, or was even subbing in my dance studios, I was taking the skills I learned here as a St. John's student into those classes and into that profession before I was even as the professional. So I always had strong roots from St. John's that were developing my special education dance parts of me, who I am as a teacher. I don't think that if I went anywhere else I would have had that. And then I mentioned before that I did the Christian Witness for a dance studio in Amityville called Great South Bay that had a special education program. After COVID happened, I went there and I started teaching that as just an after-school job, and I went to an interview, and the school for the Department of Ed asked me to do that for them full-time, so that's where I am now. So if I never did the special ed volunteer program here, I would have never had that avenue, so I'm very grateful for it.